Ray Dalio was right. The old system is dying. In the changing world order, he shows you the fall and rise of superpowers over the last 500 years. And what you're experiencing right now, as I'm doing this video, on January 22nd, 2026, you are seeing a massive, massive rise in precious metals. Now, here's why that is happening. And this is what I want you to deeply understand. It's time to get out of the price predictions. It's time to get out of the hope, and it's time to build a plan. I've been shouting from the mountaintops since 2020. You have to have discipline. You have to have consistency. Remember, billionaires use astrology. Millionaires use charts. JP Morgan, paraphrasing that. I didn't say that. He said it. It's a cycle, guys. The reason why silver, the reason why gold are at an all-time high, there's absolute fear and panic around the world and uncertainty. Here's the rub. This is where you get wealthy. So your job is not to try to get rich quick. Your job is to figure out why are they transitioning over to precious metals and where is the future monetary system. And so I've been devoting my life to this since 2020 to understand where is the new system going to land? What is it going to look like? And most of all, which ones are going to survive? Because it's nothing new under the sun. The auto boom, you ended up with the big three. The dot-com boom, you ended up with the big 3 to 4. The crypto boom, you're going to end up with the top 10. Okay? It's not going to be any different. The 1% moves strategically through the system as the public gets wrecked every single. Remember, guys, only 10% of the population in America owns the markets. Okay? They're strategically moving. Now, precious metals, everybody's moving off to the side, the big money, and they're waiting for this massive transition. So here's where the hard part comes in. I wish I could sell you get rich quick. I wish I could sell you a price prediction. I wish I could sell you hope, but that's not how it works. You have to have offensive and defensive. Hence why gold and silver are an all-time high. Okay, so I have an offensive play and a defensive play. Offensive looks like this. That's the stocks, the cryptos that go up and down. What the elites do is as you're rushing in, they're getting off the table. Protection, okay? As you're panicking and going down, like what's happening in crypto right now, I'm buying. It's simple, guys. So you don't need the next best crypto. You need to understand how the system works. So we're going to dive in today. Ray Dalio, some videos from Ray Dalio. We're going to look at where I believe that cryptocurrency is going to go. And we're going to continue on this channel to go deep into the reality of what is actually happening within the system. Okay, not hype, not hopium. I'm going to repeat the same things over and over and over and over again since I did since 2020. And I'm going to continue to be honest and open with you.
You see everything through the lens.
I'm going to continue to be authentic and never edit my videos because it's not my style. Anyways, I'm going to continue to be open and authentic with you guys on exactly what I'm doing so you can come back and measure my success. I'm not trying to convince you to get into crypto. I'm not trying to convince you to get into silver or gold. I'm not trying to convince you to get into insurance, but I'm going to tell you how I built my capital dealer strategy. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. That way you can come back and measure how successful I was. First thing, we're going to watch the video on Ray Dalio, the global tensions, geopolitical risk and focus. So you got to understand why this is happening. Once you understand the why, then you figure out what to do, and then you figure out how to navigate it.
You see everything through the lens of 5 big forces. So money, debt, internal conflict, external conflict, acts of nature and technology, AI. There was so much concern about what the president was going to say here on tariffs. You put everything through capital. Are we living through a big capital war?
We haven't begun the capital war yet, and I think that draw attention to it. I don't even think people think capital war. They hear a lot about trade war. And how does a capital war work and what is happening today pertaining to the markets and so on. Okay. The big issue is the opposite side of a trade imbalance is a capital imbalance. And so we have an issue now with the changing complexion of what is owned by capital. So central banks buying gold and replacing bonds and other assets. We see these things happening, the changes in that mix. And so President Trump's speech was very, very important because there's a line, a red line, that has to do with military as it pertains to Greenland. And if there is a military move, it has capital war implications. But beyond that, the issue of what is held as a reserve currency and the whole capital issue is something that's extremely important, not paid much attention to, and not understood.
Right. A lot of
Okay. So this is what, so that's what you're experiencing right now. Okay. Is the absolute uncertainty and fear of what's happening. Okay. Around the world, people are like, what is Trump doing? Right now, he has some strategic plan that he's playing. Right. He's playing chess. Other people are playing checkers. He's making these massive moves. I'm telling you, they're bringing us back to pre 1907. Okay. Remember, around the United States, we had multiple currencies. You go to different places and they had different currencies. Stable coin. Everybody's going to have their own stable coin. Okay. AI technology is going to operate on blockchain. It is going to operate on blockchain. I'm going to show you some more evidence of that. Cryptocurrency is going to be your new financial system. Stable coins are going to be the new monetary system. We're going to go into a new system, and money is going to be backed in a digital currency type of way. Wonder why Trump created World Liberty Financial. Wonder why they are the fastest growing stable coin. USD1 is the fastest growing stable coin right now. Stable coins use US treasuries, short-term bonds. So Trump temporarily saved the bond market that was absolutely collapsing. Just like Ray Dalio said, central banks are stacking gold. Okay. Remember, guys, 30% of our debt is held outside of the United States. Most of it's held by Japan and China through bonds. The dollar's collapsed 96 to 97%. I know we want to hold on to this old idea of our grandparents' and parents' economy. You have to let go of that. You have to understand the dollar is changing form. Monetary systems are changing form. Countries around the world are buried in debt. There is a monetary reset happening. Okay. As we look this way, they're changing the whole system this way. So this is one of my favorite quotes from Ray Dalio. It says, one's ability to anticipate, this is your job, and deal well with the future depends on one's understanding of the cause, effect, relationships that make things change. This is my expertise. I'm not a chart person. I'm not an analytical person. I would get torn apart in a debate around the technology and inside the thing. I'm more of a Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio. I understand cycles. I understand human behavior cycles, spiritually, physically, and mostly my zone of genius is financially. It's very easy to see when everybody's rushing into gold and silver, precious metals are going to an all-time high. Okay. It's not or, it's an and strategy for me. Like I told you guys, beefing up my silver, beefing up my copper, beefing up my Berkshire. I've always had the insurance. That's my defensive. Okay. I'm buying the dips on my offensive, the cryptocurrency. All right. So let's go into the narrative as we move forward. So this is where it gets really, 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 really difficult. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to sell you bullshit. You need discipline. You need to lock in. I've been telling people 2030 since 2020. You're in the greatest transition right now. Okay. You got to get out of the hype. You got to get out of the charts. You got to get out of the candles, and you got to get into logic and discipline. Set your plan, build the ecosystem, and feed it. Buy the red, sell the green. Simple. You don't need to stare at the charts. I don't stare at the markets every single day. I set up my Merlin, my exit strategies, and I go touch grass and I spend time with my family. You will know when it's time to start exiting. Number one, you can set it up through Merlin. Number two is when all of a sudden everybody comes out of the woodworks and starts talking about crypto. That's when you probably should consider an exit plan. When everybody's fearful and running from it or an asset class, that may be, if you believe in it, probably time to get into it.
The native currency for AI agent is going to be crypto. They're not going to use bank cards. They're not going to swipe credit cards. They're going to crypto blockchain is the most native technology interface for AI agents. So when AI goes big, today AI don't really they're not really agents. They don't buy tickets for you. They don't pay for restaurants for you. But when they actually do, those payments will be in crypto.
100%. And I can tell you from a personal perspective, so I'm using it from a logic perspective, we've developed AI in the back end of some of our businesses. I have companies in information technology and financial services. We've implemented AI in our CRM processes, guys. It is skyrocketed our revenue. So if you're a business owner and you're not building AI on the back end and making things more efficient so you can be more customer facing, but my point is behind that is it is making things so efficient for us. It is so fast. But what he's saying here is you're going to eventually have a full AI agent where you can have a travel agent, you can have an assistant, you can have everything, and it knows everything. You just, hey, I'm traveling to Florida on Friday. You know what I like. I like, this type of meal, boom, boom, boom. It's all going to be done on blockchain. Okay. You can't have an old system. That's what ISO changed messaging. Okay. ISO is messaging. And when the people are like, oh, there's cryptos that are ISO's messaging. XRP is a bridge. It moves. So this moves message, Swift. XRP moves value. Okay. Stablecoin. Okay. It's stable. It's like it's a form of currency. XRP moves value. Okay, people get so caught up. The stablecoins isn't going to destroy XRP. XRP is not going to destroy stablecoins. Everything's going to work together. Okay, so here's Elon talking about. So he's talking about that was CZ from Binance. Here's Elon talking about humanoid robots. And so, any of you questioning this, I want you to just rationalize this. Use rationalization. About 20 years ago, we had flip phones, guys. We hardly had social media. Look how much things have advanced. What's advanced 18 years is going to take 3 years now. In 3 years, what took 3 years is going to take 3 months. And in 3 months, what took 3 months is going to take 3 days. And in 3 days, what took 3 days is going to take 3 minutes. You're not even going to recognize our world by 2030. Now, here's the issue is I've been shouting from the mountaintops about this. You better reskill and you better see if your job is not going to get replaced by AI. Or you need to move your income into cash flow. Move your cash flow into assets that are going to beat inflation. Once you beat inflation, you build protection, defense. Okay, so listen to what he says about humanoid robots. And like, guys, he was saying this stuff like 5 years ago, and people didn't believe him. He has self-driving taxis. We have in Arizona, we have WAMU or whatever. There's nobody driving the car, guys. It's Jetsons. He has humanoid robots coming out that can clean your house. This is the Jetsons, guys. It's real.
I mean, a way to think of it is that if you have a large number of humanoid robots, the economic output is the average productivity per robot times the number of robots.
Right.
And
you hear what he just said? Think about the economic output. They can just produce more and more and more. You can't just have a bunch of babies. You know what I'm saying? Like the economic output. You don't think there's going to be not blockchain? It's all blockchain, AI. Everything's going to be operating in this. Go watch Ready Player One, guys. Go watch that movie.
And actually, my prediction is in the benign scenario of the future that the robots will actually make so many robots in AI that they will actually saturate all human needs. Meaning you won't be able to even think of something to ask the robot for at a certain point. Like there will be such an abundance of goods and services because my prediction is that there'll be more robots than people. So,
but how do you then have human purpose in that scenario?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing's perfect,
It's crazy. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, guys, but please pay attention to this. Please. There's drywalling robots. They have fast food restaurants. That the whole thing is AI, robots. When I was in banking, guys, banking school, CBA executive banking school, I remember they had mentioned to us from 2012 to 2013 that we were moving to Fintech, financial technology. And it didn't even click back then, like Fintech, right? We were in the simulation model. There's a sim that how you graduate school is you build out. First, you start as executives, and then you go through this model, right? And then you end as a CEO scaling the bank, right? On the retail side. And in the model, we started like reduce bank branches in certain areas based on demographics. We started putting more like tele robots, automatic tellers machines, things like that. And you would move up in the sim model, right? It was like, we were replacing people with technology. And I had no idea, to be honest with you guys. I thought I was gonna be a banker the rest of my life. And I was like, I had no idea that I'd be doing this today. But as I look back, I'm like, that's why God put me in that position. That's why God, I hated being banking. Absolutely hated it. Very grateful I went through it. So thank you, God, for putting me through that, because I got to learn this stuff about the banking system and how the banking system works. And I understand how banks make money, interest income, fee income, and capital markets income. So I created my own banking system. I make money off interest income, right? I don't let people make money off my money. And I do my own loans. I have my own banking system, right? That's important. So I had to go through all that stuff to see all of this stuff and to see how the system actually works, that the banking system is designed to keep you poor. It's designed to keep you in your loan. It's designed to keep you locked into interest, because it's the only way the system survives. Okay. So what is the future of cryptocurrency? What is the future of the actual markets?
So whenever people ask that question, I always got to ask them, what's the time frame you're looking at? If you're looking at today, tomorrow, or a daily basis, there's no way I can predict. If you look at a 10, 10-year horizon, it's very easy to predict. We're going to go up. If you look at a 1-year horizon, which is like what the most sort of common framework is, 2026, I'm not sure. You may be, I think I have very strong feelings that you will probably be a super cycle.
Be a super cycle
2026, yeah.
for Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
And what super cycle to you means what?
Well, normally Bitcoin follows 4-year cycles historically. If you look at historic data, like every 4 years, there's a all-time high, and then there's a drop. But I think this year, given the U.S. being so pro crypto and every other country is kind of following, I do think we will see this. We will probably break the 4-year cycle. Yeah.
Okay, so I show you that not for hype. I show you that for reality. Okay, so I do agree with CZ. I think we're going to have a very nice back end of the year. Before midterms, I think we're going to see some bullishness. I'm going to pull profits if it does, right? But here's why I'm super calm all the time, is I have a plan, guys. I invented Capital DR. It is not an investment. It is a system. Okay, Capital DR was created by me. When I saw that people were getting played over and over again by price predictions, Hopium, hype, they were waiting for saviors, waiting for Nassar to mitigate their debt. And I saw that the 1% just kept winning. And I saw from 2020 to 2022 that people lost 85% of their portfolio in the collapse, and they didn't have a plan. I saw crypto influencers go from multimillionaires to broke in the bear market, and then begging and waiting for the bull market. And then it didn't work out in 2025 for them because they didn't have a plan. We did the opposite of the 99%. So when people go this way, I always go this way. It's nothing new under the sun. Okay. Offensive and defensive. Yes, I exit my crypto. The only things, let me break this down. Okay. So cash flow is extremely important. Income and cash flow are very different. Income, you trade labor for time. And then in the American monetary system, we trade labor for time, and you can only make more money if you give up more time. We spend and then we save what's left. We take our income and we monetize debt. So every time you get a loan, so if you monetize, you make $60,000 a year and you get a $60,000 car because you can't afford it, so you spread over 17 months, you just gave up future labor that you haven't even worked yet. So you gave up your family's future because you extended it out. We're trained to do that. That's a system. They trained us to do that. Okay, what we do is we take income and we create cash flow, whether through businesses, dividend stocks. So we create income. We don't get leverage till the back end. Okay, then we take income, create cash flow, income and cash flow outside of debts and non-negotiables, things you need to live. We go into assets. We go into assets that beat inflation. Okay, there's assets that are defensive, assets that are offensive. Okay, when the offensive assets go up, which is things that go up and down with the market. Picture, they teach you to go into a 401k, and you're in this. This is your retirement. That's not a retirement, guys. This is your retirement. Did you watch your parents that tried to retire from 2006 to 2008? They had to go back to work. Like, that's not a plan, guys. Yeah, your financial advisor's like, oh, I'm getting you 6 to 8%. It's such a good return. Guys, inflation. At 2 to 3% inflation, about every 35 years, your dollar gets cut in half. That's not good. Okay, so there's a couple mechanisms that need to be in play here. Offensively, you need to pull profits when you're going up. Okay, if you're in profit, get some off into defense, okay, which is protection. Okay, so we go into A, assets. I'll break down all my assets in just a second. Okay, then we go into P, protection. It's a system. Protection for me is insurance, number one. I got silver. We got copper, Berkshire. To me, I just love Warren Buffett. So maybe it's my obsession with Warren Buffett. But if you look at, from a logical standpoint, just look at Berkshire over the last, just look at their history, right? They obviously got a plan that's working. So insurance, silver, copper, Berkshire. That's stability, okay? That stays a little bit steady, the middle ground, okay? Then we have L, leverage. I don't use debt unless it'll buy cash flow or more assets. So I'm leveraging after the foundation. That's the capital. Okay, we use debt to buy assets and cash flow. So when everybody's fearful, like right now on January 6, 2026, everybody's rushing into precious metals. It's not or for me, it's and. Yes, I'm putting more into precious metals right now, but I'm also buying everybody's fear. I'm not exiting crypto to go into precious metals. I'm buying more over here. It's and, not or. When this A offense goes, if it does do a super cycle, if it does, what I do is I invented this, one of the co-founders and creators of this. We have a team. I'm a co-founder and creator of this. We created Merlin. Okay. We set up exit plans. You can see it right here. And we have exit targets. Okay. So we go touch grass. And then when it gets to say that this is an example, this is a demo account. Okay. I have a 50-50 plan on here. 15% of my 50%, it helps you do all this. At $3.70, we'd exit 9,999 tokens. Tells you exactly what to exit, sends you a text, sends you an email. Hey, you're getting close. So you stop touching grass, you go into the quantum field, you pull some profits, and you sit tight. And everybody's like, you pulled profits from XRP? I'm like, hell yeah, I did. Yeah. When Trump got elected, I pulled profits at $2.70. I'd been holding since 2020. And 2025, everybody got liquidated. Everybody was told to hold on to all your crypto and leverage your crypto. That's the worst thing you could ever do. And I bought people's fear. They collapsed. I bought more XRP. My money is currency. It's moving all the time. The only thing I don't sell is Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't, I should have put Bitcoin in defense. Sorry, it's insurance, Bitcoin, silver, copper, Berkshire. Okay. And I'm just open with you guys. I mean, it's like you can come back in 2030, just like you could go back, and people like, oh, my 2020 plan worked, guys. It worked. It worked. We became financially free and wealthy. Like, I don't know, I would say rich. Wealthy to me is like, wealthy is when the next generation set up, Yeah, we became millionaires in business. We became millionaires in assets, and and I'm proud of that. But we're not to the wealth yet. Wealth is like generational, in my opinion, right? And so for me, I stay lean and mean. I have zero credit card debt, zero personal debt. I don't have a personal car. I run them all through my businesses. I've created businesses that allow me to have S corps. I have the trust. I have LLCs. I have all those things set up, and I run lean and mean on the personal side, right? Make sure I do ethically and moral through tax codes and things like that with my professionals. But I'm building freedom, and that's the key, okay? So that's how it works, guys. Capital DR is a system that I created, and I would love for you to learn my system. So I would love to help you and coach you through this. So down below in the description of this video, you can sign up to understand if Capital DR is right for you, okay? It's not right for, it's right for every single person, but the different coaching programs, okay? We have our Open Academy, which we have 14,000 people in there. And then we have a Leveled Up, which is Capital DR, where you're doing live calls with me. We have 7 calls per week in there where we're coaching around concepts, macroeconomics, okay? And then we have private coaching as well. So that's down below in the description of my video. You can sign up to meet with my team to see which program works best for you. If you click the description in my Twitter, you click the link in my bio, and then you'll go down, you'll see all the programs we have. Instagram, YouTube is down below. You can also, this is Merlin, what I just showed you. That is, I'm the co-founder and creator of that. And we have a badass tool coming out. We're in beta test right now. We're about to completely separate ourselves from everybody in the interface market. It is unbelievable what we're about to launch, guys. We are making it so easy. We're working to remove friction. Okay, that's what I'm good at. And so, if you wonder what I do in business, I'm the CEO of 3 different companies. I'm an equity holder in 3 other ones. I'm really good at removing friction. I'm a visionary. So I have companies in education, financial services. I have multiple different companies. So, like in my financial services company, my goal is to remove friction, right? And to help customers get to solve as quick as possible. So I started my own insurance brokerage. I have elite trained agents that understand how to do the family banking concept, right? It's very, very succinct. It's very organized. And then on the Merlin side, we brought on the best programmers in the world, and we're building it to remove friction because my average age group is 35 to 75. Those are my average clients, okay? From anywhere from, just starting out to I have $100 million client, right? And so these are people that, like me, don't have a ton of time to sit there and try to figure all this stuff out. So we're removing friction. So Merlin has something coming out. I cannot announce it yet, but we're beta testing it right now. It's freaking awesome. So download Merlin 30 days for free. You won't regret it, guys. You can play with it, set up your exit plan. If you need help, we'll help you set up your exit plan with our customer service. But I got your back. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the inside. Warriors, let's get your shit together. God bless you.